I know you've probably heard maybe a dozen or more different opinions on when to claim Social Security. I mean, think about it. I mean, your brother-in-law probably told you the best time to take Social Security is age 62, and you probably had some coworkers tell you at one point or another that, it's probably better if you wait until 70. And some article you wrote probably told you, it doesn't really matter. Well, because of all that advice, you've probably done nothing. And what's crazy is because you've done nothing, every year you decide not to do something, it's costing you money. Whether you believe it or not, you might be leaving money on the table. It's possible, especially if you claim too early. But if you wait too long, you might be regretting it. My name's Bill Bergfeld, and if that's you right now and you don't really know what you're doing with Social Security or how to handle it, well, stick with me, because in the next 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 6, I'm going to walk you through exactly how the age you claim can change the amount of your check. And I'm going to give you some simple ways to think about how to make your own personal decision with Social Security without using any spreadsheets. That's probably the important part I'm going to talk about for sure. There's 3 ages that matter when it comes to looking at Social Security. Full retirement age. That's age 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. 66 years, 10 months if you were born in 59. And that really becomes what's called your base number. And you know that if you understand that, if you claim at age 62, which is the earliest you possibly can claim your Social Security benefits, your check is going to be reduced by roughly 30%. And it's going to be about 30% lower than the full retirement age amount would have been. That reduction doesn't go away when you reach age 67. That reduction is locked in for life, for as long as you receive your Social Security checks. So that's a pretty good hit on your Social Security money. If you wait past your full retirement age and your check grows, it'll grow roughly 8% for every year that you hold off past age 67. But it only holds off for 3 years until you reach age 70. After 70, there's no more benefit to waiting, okay? So here's what I want to do. I want to look at some typical, well, not typical. Let's take a scenario. If we look at an income check, maybe in 2026, this year, let's assume that check's maximum possible amount would be $2,969 per month. And let's say that age 62, that was your number. At age 67, your number would have been $4,207, a significant difference. Roughly $1,200 more if you wait until your full retirement age is 67. And if you wait until age 70, it would have been roughly $5,181. And what that means for the average retiree, that's a difference of about $2,250 a month at age 70 versus age 62. And that's, if you think about that, that's way more than $10,000 a year just for waiting. And if you wait till age 70 and you're going to be roughly receiving an extra $10,000 a year, if you live to 85, that's 15 years times $10,000 a year. That's $150,000 more in Social Security benefits. And so what I want you to recognize at this point in time, we're not really thinking about which age is the right age to declare that you want to start receiving your benefits. It's about which age is right for you and your life and your situation. And there's several factors in here that are important. So I want to spend some time talking about those here if I can. Let's think about this one. Here's the first one I want you to think about. There's three that I want to talk about, but I want to think about this one first. Your health and your family longevity. If you're in good health and say your parents lived until their 80s or even into their 90s, waiting tends to pay off because you collect the bigger check for longer. So that may be the smarter move. Now let's talk about what if you're still working, claiming before your full retirement age. If you're still working and you claim before your full retirement age while you're earning income, that can temporarily reduce your further benefit. And if you're still working, that's often a reason to wait. Now, whether you have a spousal and survivor benefits, they're tied to what you claim as well. And here's what I mean. If the higher earner delays their benefits, it can protect the lower earner later in life, even after the one spouse passes away. Here's what I want you to understand. I'm not trying to make sure that at this point in time you have to get this perfectly correct. You just got to get it close on purpose instead of just guessing. And so I want to give you some guidelines that I followed, some simple guidelines. Ask yourself these three questions. Do I need the income now? Do I need it to cover basic expenses? That's the first question. The second question is, do I have a spouse who would ultimately rely on survivor benefits? That's the second question. And the third question is, am I in good health? Do I have family history of good health? If your answer was yes, if you had more yes answers to those three questions, then you probably should consider holding off for as long as you can. Here's a tip. You can create a free My Social Security account at ssa.gov to see your actual personalized numbers instead of us talking here about averages. That's probably the single most important and most useful advice I can give you today. Understand this, there's no universally right age to declare Social Security benefits. There's just a right age for your health, for your financial situation, for your money, and for your family. That's what we just kind of walked through. If any of this was helpful, I want you to understand, I put together a free guide. It's called the Social Security Timing Maximizer. And that guide, that maximizer, goes deeper into helping you understand Social Security and claiming strategies. I'm going to put the link for that guide in the description. There's not going to be any email pitches along with it or anything like that. It's just a guide. So if you're not subscribed yet, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. I've got another video that I'll be coming out with next week. You see, I post every week. So, hey, have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye now.